brothers and sisters, brothers and sisters, I don't know what this world is coming to.
Once again, it's on. It's the End of the Bench podcast, brought to you by yours truly and the late Rank Loud Music Production Company. It's your man B coming at you. You know how we do it. It's the NBA's opening season. It's the NFL. I believe it's going to be the first real game tomorrow. It's the MLB, Major League Baseball, Game 7 in the NLCS. And there's a couple issues inside of sports I want to talk about. First and foremost, reach out to me on Facebook, The End of the Bench, THAENDOFDABENCH on Facebook, and on Twitter at The End of the Bench. Then you can reach out to me directly, The End of the Bench, the host, HRAP_B, HRAP_B on Twitter and Instagram. And later on during the program, or even now, if you have something to talk about right now, 773-797-2409 is the number you can reach me at. 773-797-2409 is the number you can reach me at. It's always going to be a ball. Let's get this thing started, man. First and foremost, the NLCS is in full effect. Game 7, this is what we all look. This is what conversations are built on in sports in general. You got Game 7, the Los Angeles Dodgers. You got Clayton Kershaw saying, hey, if you need me, come get me. You got the Milwaukee Brewers on fire. And I was thinking about this earlier. The January 24th, with the two trades that they made, the Milwaukee Brewers may have made the trades of their franchise. And if you don't know who that is, it's just, man, it's a dude who's off a league MVP. I mean, just think about it. If they don't add these two pieces to their roster, would the Milwaukee Brewers be in this position? You know, the Milwaukee Brewers were a team that everybody was thinking, oh yeah, they're going to be good in a couple years. But when they added these two players, man, it turned the entire situation around. Everybody looked for the Cubs. Everybody was looking for the Cardinals to be the team to beat. But not even out of nowhere, they added two outfielders. One of them is up for league MVP, and the other one is a dude who he plies along. He puts himself in a position to be the best possible player. And man, it's awesome to see this, man. You know, instead of always investing in players and things of that nature that give us no return, we have people who are being productive, being who we anticipate them to be. And the first one is Christian Yelich. This dude was on fire. He's from Thousand Oaks, California. He was on fire the entire season. And when you look at it, it's like, oh man, this dude is really getting it in, and he's doing what we expected him to do. And he's exceeded. You know, nobody said, oh man, this dude gonna be the MVP. This dude gonna be this dude gonna be that. Nobody said that. And all of a sudden, this dude is tearing up Major League Baseball. He got us convinced that he's going to be league MVP. It should be either him or he may get the big city stiff arm. And the dude with the Cubs, second baseman, shortstop, and third baseman of the Cubs, that's what this dude did. But we talking about Christian Yelich right now, man. It's a situation to whereas, hey man, when you look at this dude, he did everything possible. That you know, he hit timely hits, big time home runs, and they acquired him with another guy by the name of Lorenzo Cain. Lorenzo Cain, if you don't know who he is, initially he started his career with Milwaukee, then he got traded to Kansas City, won him a World Series. Now he's back and potentially gonna go to another and potentially could win another. This might be the most important trade in the history of this franchise. Listen to that, man. The most important trade in the history of a franchise took place this year. And this is why I'm saying this is what separates sports fans from people who watch sports. People who watch highlights, I should say. If you don't know who Christian Yelich is, you may just be a dude watching the highlights and you just want to regurgitate the things off Google, and that's how you determine who's good and who's not. But when you look at Lorenzo Cain and you look at Christian Yelich, you go, damn, this is awesome. And then you go, look at it like this. You got Moneyball versus the old school way of doing it. You're gonna pay your way to a championship. The Dodgers probably got the second highest or the highest payroll in all of baseball. At the least, they got the highest payroll in the National League. They got one of the best pitchers. They got big time stars. They got people doing a little bit rookie of the year. They got everything on the Dodgers. And the Milwaukee Brewers, they are in LA, and then it's to juxtapose that, it is the polar opposite in Milwaukee. It's almost like Boston versus LA, blue collar versus the glamour and glitz of Hollywood. Man, you got people stepping up who usually didn't. You got people from other countries. I mean, this is truly the World Series. So when you look at this team, either way, you got Pedro Baez from Dominican Republic. You got people from Kentucky. You got people from Ohio. You got people from hell, you got a cat on the Dodgers, Yasiel Puig from Cuba. You got people, Enrique Hernandez from Puerto Rico. You got Matt Kemp from Oklahoma. I mean, you got people from every walk of life. And this is, at the end of the day, it don't make a difference where you come from after the night. You are going to have to make the rubber meet the road and put yourself in a situation to win. And you're going to have to come up in big moments, or you'll be known as the dude who didn't. This is why we play sports. This is why when all this conversation about maybe we need to have computerized umpires. Man, I don't want no computerized umpires, because not just because I do this show, but because this is the crux of conversation in sports. Where you come from, the things that you've overcome. Did the ref get the call right? Man, that's why we sit around and argue about these things. That's why there's people all over the globe listening to my show right now. Because not only are they interested, I'm interested, you're interested. And it's fun to just talk about it, man. It takes us away. And even, it's just the narrow-minded jackasses of the world. Oh, man, shut up and dribble the ball. Or, oh, man, we don't really want to hear about that. We're using this as an escape. Guess what? When you talk politics, you're getting away from your real life, because at the end of the day, you can't affect any of that. And we gonna vote about it, and you arguing about it, and people, you getting upset? No, I'm not getting upset. Some of us actually enjoy the combat portion of a debate. It looks like an argument from the outside, because I'm gonna be frank, I think it's just narrow-minded people watching, and because they're not informed and they don't have an opinion, they assume that you're upset and you're arguing. But what it is passion. And passion takes you right into sports. Sports is all about passion. If everybody was walking up and down the court like Tim Duncan, nobody would watch. Because remember, nobody wanted to watch Tim Duncan because he didn't care enough, and he wasn't rah-rah enough. But then you got guys like Ray Lewis who rah-rah to death. So this is what it's about. The rich versus the poor, the blue collar versus the white collar, the Midwest versus the East or West Coast. It's one of the craziest things we'll ever be involved in, and I'm gonna enjoy it. I hope you guys enjoy it. And with that being said, man, like Ice Cube said once again in the song, man, I'm gonna go into a little bit of football. The reason I'm gonna go into a little bit of football is because one of the most unique situations in the history of sports is happening right under our nose. Rafe Carruth will be released from prison as of Monday. For people who don't know who Rafe Carruth is, Ray Carruth is a former first-round draft pick of the Carolina Panthers. And the reason I'm even talking about him he was an average or little above average receiver. He was probably learning his way into the league, because back then you had to be tough, you had to be educated on your position, and it wasn't all this nonsense about just throw the ball and defenseless receivers and things of that nature. Don't I'm not even gonna get into what I mean by that, because again, if you're the dude who don't know what I mean, maybe you don't need to listen to my show, or maybe you just shut the hell up and listen to understand versus listen to respond. But Ray Caruth was a former first-round pick out of the University of Colorado by the Carolina Panthers. This when they were just still a young franchise, and he was about to sign his second deal, and he had a girlfriend at the time, and a whole lot of nonsense happened. According to Ray, he paid this dude to scare his girlfriend, and the dude tried to kill his girlfriend. And according to Ray, according to the dude, and to me, it still looks as if this dude was gonna, he went in to kill her because he knew, what you gonna do, tell on me? And at the end of the day, the young lady did die, but their son lived. Allegedly, the reason Ray wanted this woman killed is because he's about to sign a big contract. She's about to have a baby. He asked her to terminate the pregnancy. This subsequently ended in her death. The strange thing about this is, at this point, Ray Caruth is 44 years old. He spent the last 17 years of his life in a penitentiary, and he will get custody of his son. And that's a unique situation right there. You allegedly put a hit out on a young man's mother, so the young man won't be here. He's a special needs young man, and now after 17 years, you are asking to take care of this young man for the rest of his life. Now, some people will say, hey man, 17 years ago, Ray Caruth was a different person. Some people say 17 years he's paid his debt to society, which is untrue in my opinion, because once you kill somebody, that's a debt that can never be paid. But his grandmother has taken care of this young man. She's been living on welfare for a great amount of time, and we're looking at a situation to whereas, wow, you know, this is a guy who allegedly, because we'll never know. It's only three people that know the truth: him, the hitman, and that's it. Those are only two. Actually, I say it, and God, if you want to count three. But it's a unique situation. We definitely see how this plays out. This is almost like OJ gone wrong. You know what I mean? It's an interesting, if nothing else, it's an interesting situation. If you want to check it out, I'm going to post it on Twitter. I'm going to post it on my Twitter feed, and I'm going to post it at the end of the bench group conversation page. You know, we'll have a conversation about it. We'll see what's going on, get people's thoughts on this, because this is a unique situation, and I'm quite sure this will stir up a very, very, very interesting conversation, if nothing else. Because this is one of those things that everybody and their uncle and their mother has an opinion on. It's just, you know, this is the dude who put a hit out on this young man's mom, and so again, she ended up dying, and the young man, due to his father's actions, is special needs now because his mom almost died, cut off oxygen to his mom, which affected his birth. Do you think he should be allowed to take care of this young man? If you were people at Children's Family Services, would you allow it? That's an interesting situation. You never think you would be faced with a situation like this. Hey man, are you going to allow somebody to take care of someone who in essence didn't even want that person to exist? How do you turn this young man over to, at the end of the day, it is his father. When we get through talking, this is this young man's father, and it's going to be a interesting course that we'll be taking for